basically Ben's Records is £3 worse off from next month.
Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be heading to Guildford. I'm going to be using the park and ride because it's cheap and parking in Guildford is pretty rough. First of all, I'm going to go up Jeffrey's Passage. It's a little alley, unfortunately named. It's got some really cool shops and it's got a really fantastic curry house in there. Guildford's High Street has long been a hub for shopping, dining and community life. Back in the day, this street was bustling with department stores like House of Fraser and Debenhams, along with local gems like Messengers and Jeffrey's Sports Store. But in recent years, things have changed. The rise of online shopping, soaring rents and the economic pressures have left their mark. In 2023, House of Fraser closed its doors and many locals feel the high street just isn't what it used to be. Despite these challenges, Guildford is fighting to keep its high street vibrant, from luxury boutiques, quirky independents. There's still lots to love here. But what's it really like for people working to keep this place alive? Today I'm diving into the story of Guildford's High Street, its past, its present and the future. I'm going to speak with Ben, a local trader who's been running his business for years. He's going to share his unique perspective. What's changed, what's at stake, and how we can bounce back. I'm here with Ben from the famous Ben's Collector's Records. So Ben, I'm doing a series of episodes looking at different high streets around Surrey. And I've been around Dorking and I've been around Guilford today. And I thought, what a perfect opportunity to speak to someone that's been a trader in the town. So talk to me about what is it like and what could be done to improve things?
Right, okay, well I've worked in Guildford full time since June 84, so what's that, that's 41 years, isn't it, nearly? That's a long time, with a quick holiday in Farnham in the middle, just for 18 months. But and I've been here, say, 32 years, 33 years, something like that. No, yeah, wow, time goes, doesn't it? Anyway, I'd say the biggest bugbear for me is the cost of the parking, because people in Guildford and Surrey, and it's an affluent area, people can afford it, right? But they don't particularly necessarily feel it's value for money. If they can get it free from Amazon, it's that, my wife does it all the time. She likes shopping, but she doesn't come from Guildford from month to month. She said, why should I pay £8 or £6 to park when I get it? And the trouble is, until this stops, I think the rot will continue. Also with me recently, we've had a 75% business rate discount from Jeremy Hunt from just after the COVID, when they realised what a poor state the high street was in. Okay, but Rachel Reeves sadly has lifted that to only a 40% discount before a total overhaul of the rules. So basically, Ben's Records is £3 worse off from next month until they sort out the business rates.
Per month?
No, for a year. So I have been paying just under £4,000. I will be paying just under £7,000 now. So it is £3,000. It is 2,900 or something. It's a lot of money, And at my prices, Paul, in here, everything's £2, £3, £5, £10, £1, 50p. It's a lot of stuff, and I find myself at the age of 58. I'm still working 6 days a week, every week, and I'm working kind of, when the guy covers me on Sundays can't make it, which is about once a month, I'm doing 7, and we're fine. We have a nice house, we have a nice life out of here when I'm not working, but to maintain that, I'm having to work more, and I know what I'm doing, I think, so, no, it's hard. But no, answering your question about the high street, what we could do, it's good to see that the high street is slowly filling up again, mainly with eating places, not shops. I think the government should put some pressure should be put on these big companies like the Prudential, and not to name them, but all these banks and investment companies that own these big shops. Like, my biggest bugbear in Guildford is the landmark building. What is it? Waterstones. Used to be Waterstones.
Yeah.
They put Waterstones rent up from 10 grand a month to 20, and Waterstones said goodbye just before the lockdown. Yeah. That beautiful building between M&S and Swan Lane has sat empty for 5-6 years now.
Yeah.
That's terrible. It should be like, John Lewis, or a nice shop that would bring the right kind of people, you think, into Guildford, families and stuff. But while it sits empty, it's not doing them. I'm glad I don't have my pension invested with whoever it is, because I wouldn't be getting a good return, would I?
So if we look around, there's a lot of vape shops. I mean, it's not so bad here in Guildford.
No, no.
I've just come back from Croydon.
Yeah.
And it's a different world.
Yeah,
entirely.
Yeah, indeed.
But I just, let's see that customers ringing.
Just a minute.
Where were we? We were talking about.
You just said you've been to Croydon, Paul. But
Yeah.
You said
So
it was another world.
I've just been to Croydon today, and that's a different beast entirely. And obviously, you come back to Guildford, and
It's lovely.
it's
Yeah,
lovely.
Yeah.
But I walk around and I still see shops empty, and I still see there's things that need to be done.
Yeah, yeah.
And as you said, it's the parking. Also, I think they've got to get young entrepreneurs to actually take a risk and open a business, but
yeah.
they ain't going to do it.
They're not going to do it. It's the odds are stacked too far against it. You're paying too much for staff, then you've got to do it yourself.
Yeah.
You're just, I know the people, really nice people who run the bars around here. If the weather's not boiling hot or it's raining or something like that, they're just sitting twiddling their thumbs with one person nursing a glass of wine or cocoa in a bar. You're not going to be making money. And I think entrepreneurs will be looking at how do I maximise my profit, my time, and I can't blame them. My son did work experience with me here 10 years ago, 11 years ago for a week, and he said, I don't know how you do it, Dad. I do it because I love music, I like talking to people,
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So, quick advert for the shop. This is Ben's Collectors Records in Tunsgate Quarter, I think they call it.
Tunsgate Quarter across the road. This is just
Okay,
Tunsgate.
let me do
We're
it
the
again.
independent shops. Arguably the nicest street in the town, folks.
I think so.
Yeah.
And you can sit outside and you can have a
Yeah.
faux.
Yeah.
Faux?
You can have a faux, you can have a Gales, you can have an Ivy Asia, you can have an Ivy, you can have a Crema, or you can have a Journeys or a Tatham's, and you'll be able to go to the camera shop, which
It's being
is being redone. Nice
Yeah.
500 grand flat upstairs.
Nice.
It's rather nice to try and get my daughter to buy that. I don't think she can afford it.
Okay, so come to Ben's. He's got, as we can see, he's got thousands of records, CDs, tapes, all sorts.
Paul, I tell you what, while we've been talking about the high streets, right? I run my daughter's football team. Anyway, we had a match away at Claygate, so near Esher, near Cobham there. What a lovely place. The sun was out, plenty of parking. There was a high street just leads from the kind of little village green bit up to the station. It looked like the good life. It looked like 1970s Britain. Looked really nice. So why don't you go to Claygate and have a look?
I will. I love a nostalgia hit. So let's see if I can have a nostalgia hit there. Thank you very much for your time, Ben.
Pleasure, Martin.
And it's a lovely day, so get out there and have a lovely evening.
I will do. Football training for my daughter.
Oh, nice one. Take care.
Cheers, mate.
So thanks to Ben for the interview. I thought I'd just have a quick walk around the town just to show you what Guildford is like. The cobbled streets, they're iconic, and the clock. I used to work in Guildford. I don't come back here very often. As Ben said, parking is an issue. There is a park and ride. Let me know your thoughts about Guildford. It's a beautiful market town, and it's unlike some of the other episodes that I've done on the channel. It's not struggling in the same way that, say, Croydon or Leatherhead are. Let's walk across here to White Lion Walk. So that, as you go through, that will take you through to the Friary on the left. That's always busy, and if you go inside and look around, you've got the department stores in there, you've got Primark, you've also got Next, and then if you go upstairs, you've got the food hall, so you can get something to eat. It looks quiet today because I think I'd beaten the lunchtime rush. So we're going to head out of the shopping centre now. And even though it's upmarket, if you look, there's still decline. I mean, those faux boxes are in a terrible state, and there's always building work going on. Black Sheep Coffee there replaced Burger King, but look, you can see they're obviously doing lots of building work. This was filmed a while ago, so that's probably changed now. But yeah, that's Ben mentioned on the episode, didn't he, about the building? That's there on the right. It's nice to see that there's an independent Mexican restaurant opening. I wish them all the best. If you're new to the channel, please check out the previous episodes. I've done episodes looking at Croydon and the decline there. I did an episode looking at seaside towns, particularly Torquay. I've done a really nice episode that I really enjoyed about Canberra. which is quite nice and uplifting. And I also did a rather controversial one about Leatherhead. I will be revisiting the Leatherhead one because lots of people contacted me and said I needed to big up the traders that I didn't feature, which is only fair. So if you made it this far, please like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you on the next one.